All right, I'm a little bit under the weather today, but I promised myself that I'm going to release one of these video a day. So today we are going to be talking about a topic that I do not like, I do not enjoy, but I know that it is very, very essential for a lot of people who are in the freelance game. And today we'll be discussing negotiation tactics for better contracts. So personally, I don't know. I think earlier on in life, I've always known that I did not enjoy negotiations. All this probably bargaining with the market, trying to see who is going to beat each other down. I've not really enjoyed it. Some people really do enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it. I don't have fun with it. It does not give me any form of validation. It does not give me any form of comfort. Nothing. I just I don't have any I don't enjoy it. That's just the truth. However, some people tell me that because I was speaking to somebody once and he told me that I do not negotiate. It does not mean I am not negotiating. At first, I actually did not understand it, but even till today, I'm not sure I fully understand what that means. But that's what he told me. So this is how I do my own. Then if um um take from it as you will, I think that's the best thing to say. So if a client gives me a project, for example, that this is what he wants to be done, this and this and this has to be there, I will say fine. Then, in preparing my project proposal, I already have calculated the cost of that project using my rate card. Obviously, I have explained to you in one of the previous videos on how to price your services, right? So, probably you do know that currently I'm in the stage of using opportunity cost as a way of pricing my services based on the project scope that I'm going to work on. So, sorry, excuse me. So the what I'm trying to say essentially is this: if the project scope comes and I've been able to determine, okay, the cost of this project is 10 million, for example, and it's going to take 3 months to complete. Now, if the client comes back to me and tells me he does not have 10 million to work on the project, the only thing I can do for the client or tell the client is that he needs to how do I explain this now? He needs to take away some features. So I will tell him what is the budget you have for the project, and I would now figure out which features that can be taken away. Because initially, when clients bring a project, there are so many features that they do have in mind. Obviously, they mostly do not know how it goes with the software then. So I would inform them, if let's say you don't have 10 million, but he now gets back to me and say, hey Nicholas, for this project, my budget or what I cannot exceed on my limit is 3 million. I'll now say fine, that's good. I'll get back to him and I'll go back to the project scope, take away most features that is leading it to that 10 million. Then I'll skim it down to the features that I believe that can be done for 3 million. I'll slim it down. I'll get it to the lean MVP. That's what I call it. Most clients they'll tell you, hey, this is my MVP, but actually that's not really an MVP. So I'll lean it down to a very lean MVP, right? And if I present it back to the client, okay, for 3 million naira, this is the project scope, this is what you can achieve for 3 million naira. Now, this is where it gets tricky. If the client tells me no, this is too the features is not going to work, this cannot work for 3 million naira, how can he be paying for 3 million naira and these are the features? I'll just wash my hands away from the project. That is me. Oh. So everybody can find out their own preferred way of negotiating. So I would tell him that he should better find somebody else. But remember, this is me today. Me, earlier on when I was starting, I did not know any better. I was naive, like I told you in the beginning. I took as many projects as I can, and the money in my eyes, that's why it's always good to start freelancing as a very young person, a young boy or a young girl, maybe immediately after school. Because when I was after school, somebody paying me 120,000 was huge in my eyes. It was no, I did not take that for granted. But now that I am advanced, I've grown, I have a family, I don't see it as anything. In fact, I'm looking back at it, I'm like, man, those guys really took advantage of me. But if I'm being honest, if I'm to take myself back then, it is very clear that I was very happy with that amount. I was very, in fact, I was proud of myself that somebody is paying me that huge amount because I was looking at it like a very huge amount of money back then. Okay. So negotiating for me, I think it is a stage by stage process. So you cannot do what I am doing now in the beginning, whereby you now be telling your clients that you don't negotiate and doing lean MVP and all that. I think the only way this negotiating tactics is going to work is if you are in your heart of hearts willing to say no. And if you are willing to say no, it does mean that you have options because you cannot be hungry and you say no to a project. Do you get? It doesn't work that way. I'm not going to be one of those people on YouTube that will be saying that kind of rubbish. Like saying, oh, bigger money, bigger project will come. The more he's saying, when you are hungry, you have to take that money and eat and sort out that aspect of your life. Then you start preparing for other things. Remember, like I told you, when you get to stage two, once you get to stage two, at that stage, 6, 7 years into the freelancing journey, you should start looking at building businesses that run themselves without you being the key man. Without maybe once in a week, you just look at the business, and that business should be able to take care of your basic needs. I'm not adding rent to it because know how in 1 year you will not get somebody that will tell you yes, right? Because you've already started building your loyal client base. So let's just focus on food for a month, fuel, every other little things that you are going to be needing for a month, right? That business should be able to take care of it. If 600,000 is going to be the perfect amount for you that will take care of your basic needs in your home, then make it 600,000. That business should bring 600,000. The reason why I'm saying this is it boosts your confidence to say no to projects that are not going to benefit you, because at that stage you are not young enough to um you're not young enough to take projects that are not going to better you. Like if a project in you believe is 10 million naira, somebody is trying to battle you to pay 6 million or 5 million or 3 million, you're not young enough to ride that. How do I explain? To ride that process. It is now you are now getting to veteran level. It's a young man's game, but as an old person in the game, at that stage, you are now going to be selecting your projects. It is rather to be the old person selecting the project and referring to young ones than to be the old person fighting with the young ones for projects. I will tell you the honest truth. So establish yourself in such a way that your business can take care of you without. In fact, at this stage that I'm currently in, if I get 1 or 2 clients in a year, I'm good because the business established will be taking care of the basic needs. So that 1 or 2 clients may be like for um, rent, maybe big purchases, right? Maybe let's say you want to expand the business a little bit further. You get. So I'm not really in the freelancing game to become a millionaire in maybe USD. I'm already that naira, but in a billionaire in USD or something of that nature. For me, the money is not really the money has never been my driving spirit. I don't know how to explain it. What has always pushed me is freedom, right? The freedom to wake up whenever I want to wake up, sleep whenever I want to sleep, eat when I want to eat, that freedom. Sorry, like I said, I'm not feeling fine, but I got to do this. That freedom is what drove me into freelancing. It's what inspired me in the freelancing. It's what kept me going, right? So that freedom, like I can just, how do I explain this now? Okay, let me give you an instance. Yeah. Um, when there is a member of your family that is not feeling fine, right? And you are a freelancer and you have some freedom, it is easy for you to move around, maybe take them to the hospital, or let's say your wife is pregnant, all those antenatal checks and all, you can easily do that. But if you have an office job though, no, I don't have anything against office jobs. I think it's very beautiful. You see that it restricts you from certain things, from participating in certain things. There are little life. It depends on what you like. Some people don't really care about those things, but I actually do care about those things. I like that freedom, right? So if freedom is your goal, it does not now make sense that the longer you stay on freelancing, that you are now going to be fighting with the young ones, negotiating down your project or what you believe you are worth just to work on a project. It means you are actually going against freedom. You are not really going through the proper freelancing route because well, this is my opinion though. Maybe somebody can say I'm wrong, but in my opinion, as a freelancer, remember I'm saying as a freelancer, not as an entrepreneur. So someone like an entrepreneur, a business person might want as many business to themselves so that they can hire people that will do that design and development or software engineering work. That's fine. That is not me. That is not where I'm heading to. I like being a freelancer, one man, doing my thing. Don't have to worry about so many other things like employee and all those things. People like that. I don't like all those corporate structure, corporate anything corporate is not really my thing. But you just need to know yourself really. So I've at least I've got to the stage where I know that, okay, I've tried it, it doesn't give me joy. So I knew that is not my thing. So but if you are a freelancer, your goal is to build leverage as time passes. And that would help you with your negotiation. Because if you are building leverage, I'm not saying building leverage like building client base so that if this person says no, the other client will say yes. No, no, no. What I mean by building leverage is that one is also a form of leverage. But what I truly mean by building leverage is your business, or if you make money from freelancing in the beginning stage and you transition into stage two where you've already gotten a few loyal clients like four, five, six that have repeated projects for you. You have started stage two. If you don't know, that is how you know that you're now in stage two. Then if you have had four, five, six clients that have come back and done or referred you to other people, then stage two, by the time you are getting in your 8th year of business, you should have enough money now. If you go back to my series, maybe start from beginning because I don't even know where I spoke about this thing, but I know I've spoken about it. You should have enough money now that your goal is now to think of businesses that you can run or you can set up that would run on its own and generate revenue for you that should take care of your basic needs. I'm not talking of if you are talking of spending money in the nightclub or women, that's no, you're not my audience. I'm not really actually talking to you because I'm looking at basic. Some people's basic needs, if you really check it now, might just be 300,000 in a month or 200,000 in a month. That is their basic needs. And if you really look into a business that can produce 300,000 every month, you would find it. Trust me, you would find it. I know somebody in Abiyokuta here that is doing billboard business. He's a middleman for billboard. I know somebody that has a bunch of vulcanizers around. You will find some businesses that would. I know somebody that is into welding that welds gates for people. I know a freelancer that, like I told you in that video, that opened a restaurant. Some people have opened what's it called again? Laundromats. So people have me. I like digital businesses. My own is actually digital because I don't want to be. I don't like everything offline. I like mine to be online. But if you get that business, you need to start feeding money from your freelancing from like your seventh, eighth year into it, so that business would grow to the point whereby it's taking care of your basic needs. Don't be greedy. Even if it means cutting down on some things, cut down on it. It will really help you later. Because once you enter your ninth and your 10th year in the freelancing game, you don't have the energy you had on your first year. I'm not going to lie to you. The energy I had on my first year, I don't have it. That is why I don't. In fact, negotiating has. I don't remember the last time I've actually even negotiated on a project to show you how far is how long ago, or where a client will now tell me this is what I have, take it. I don't do that. If I've given you the price and you feel like the price I gave you is not worth it, I will tell you bye bye, deuces, right? Because I'm not saying it out of pride. I'm not telling you bye bye out of pride. It's because my basic needs are already being taken care of. So why else would I now be trying to shoot myself on the foot? Now, if there is a situation whereby there is a project of 4 million and the client says he has 3 million or 3.5, I may not have an issue taking that project. I don't want you guys to now think the person has to be exact all the time. There are some times whereby you may say this project is 4 million, but the client looks into your eyes as, maybe they are not saying it, but they hear you on the phone and they're like, bros, I have 3 million. Help me with this project. I want us to work together. They talk to you in a proper way, professionally. 3 million is what I have. If you have time and you feel like you want to do the project and you like the project, you like the client, sometimes you just like your clients. Like there's some clients I actually like, and we have built a relationship that is not even like freelancer clients again. It's not like we are buddies. And these people are way older than me, like they are in their 50s and they are 40, for late 40s. And we are just talking as if we known each other from primary school. I'm telling you honest truth, inshallah. I'm telling you because there are these there's a way you like like this. Most of the clients I have since 2019, I still call them sir. I'm still very respectful, but they joke around with me. They tell me about their wives, their children, their family, their other businesses. I tell them about mine. We have now become very close friends. They very it's strange. Well, I've even visited some of them in their houses, brought wine. They have given me wine too. We are now close to the point whereby they already know that I don't negotiate. If I tell them the price, they trust me enough that I'll deliver the project, and they trust me enough that I'm not going to start scamming them or cheating them or trying to make the prices higher than it's supposed to be, what I believe is supposed to be. So having those kind of things is very beautiful, but you need to start early to build it. Now, if somebody tells you, bros, I have 3 million, please, or Nick, I have 3 million, Nicholas, I have 3 million, please help me with this project, and I've calculated everything is 4 million. I like the client, I like the project, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to lie here and tell you, but if the guy now tells me what I have is 2 million, I'm not taking it. I'm not even touching the project. Do you get? Or even if, let's say, I say it's 4 million, and what the client has is 3 million, but the client is rude, the client is talking anyhow. The client is just, he's acting as if he's doing me a favor. I'm not taking it. So it depends on your inner conscience in a way. So there are some people that will reach out to you and they will behave like they are doing you a favor for giving you money for you to work on their project, forgetting it's an exchange of value. You should not be scared of these people. You are giving them something in return. That is why they are paying you. But because they are the ones with the currency, the hard currency, the cash, they are sending you the cash. Then they will now start thinking that they are doing you a favor, which is not true. Do you understand? So personally, I don't know if I even explained anything about negotiation tactics for better contracts, but that's why we are here. I want to give you my own opinion, what I believe, what I've gone through, how it has been for me as a freelancer, right? So I don't negotiate. right? I don't, and even if a situation comes like I told you, where a project is 4 million and somebody says it's 3 million, it I'm not doing it out of I need the money. It's more like maybe the client is, I can see a vision of this project that when we are done, there can be more work to be done, or there can be connections, or the client is but very most importantly, for that to even cross my mind to even accept it, the client must be somebody that has respect, that talks to you with respect, values your work, has a vision for how we can you can grow and both of you can grow together, right? Somebody that you believe can be a part of your loyal client base. Very important. Well, if most people, if they are just rude. A lot of people are rude in this thing. They will just be, what I will tell you, Oga, I have 3 million. 3 million no go work. It no go work. It no go work. 3 million no go work. If he says he's not paying, fine. Like I said, get to the point whereby you don't need their money, and you see how beautiful this thing is. Most of the time, they do even come back, right? So I think that is all I have for you for today. Thank you, and bye bye.